guy's out of his mind, man. Hello everybody, it is April 9th, and in this video we're going to talk about VeChain. The past couple of days here have been absolutely explosive for VeChain's price action, so we're just going to talk about the main reason why and the key support and resistance levels we need to discuss basically in this room. We got Brendan.
Yeah, I'm here. This is probably the most important VeChain episode ever. I highly doubt anyone's ever said anything more important about VeChain than in this episode, because we've been exploding. We're going to talk about the key support and resistance levels, kind of what we're thinking about short-term, long-term, and mention a low-cap gem that needs to be on your guys' radar. So where should we really start here?
100%, but I would just say start with them subscribing to the channel and
100%.
liking the video if you actually end up liking it. Join the Discord. But if we get to the key support and resistance levels here for VeChain, I mean, the past couple of days here, let me just zoom in maybe. The biggest thing we need to actually maybe talk about on a macro scale is the fact that we've been stuck in this wedge here for a while. Ever since March 21st, we had a clear resistance zone, clear support zones where we actually anticipate buyers to come in, and as soon as we broke out of that, as soon as we peaked out of it, we actually slashed through the 10-cent region like it was nothing, and we see buyers started controlling the price action. So we came back to retest it, and now we're going back up. So in terms of key support and resistance levels, what do you think?
Well, I'm thinking, like, even for the short term, the key level that we need to be aware of is 13 cents and 12 cents. Basically, see where we got rejected off of originally 12 cents here, now we're above it, it will act as support. So for understanding what's gonna happen with VeChain next in the short term, we need to understand how we break out of this key range here, out of this channel. So I wanna zoom out for a moment here because I wanna talk about this Fibonacci extension that we've drawn from the macro bottom to this impulse to the bottom of the retracement. I think it's going to give us some very key levels that we've been actually reacting to off pretty well. So the one level on the Fibonacci extension was pretty reactive. I mean, we got some wicks reacting off it. We peaked above it. It was actually everywhere you look, literally, like over here, several times, very price reactive zone. We pumped above it and we got rejected exactly off our fib level, exactly off 13 cents. We could have gotten rejected off 12 cents, which, we kind of did. It was kind of reactive, but we could have gone up to 14. But I think the fact that we got rejected exactly off 13 and we had a fib level right there, it's very telling.
Yeah.
So let's say we break above this fib level. I mean, our next one is at 18, 19 cents.
Oh, 18 cents. No,
18 cents. Yeah.
I think something just to actually maybe show. You gotta stop playing with the chart here, man.
Yeah.
The main thing we actually need to just show. Look, this is for all the technical analysis haters. Just something I need to get off my chest
Who
here.
hates technical analysis? People who don't like making money.
It's a lot of people, man. But I think, that's what I usually say. Overall, the project itself on a macro scale is a good project, and that gives you the fuel for the uptrend, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good investment. But along the way, where are the key stops? Where are the key supports and resistances? Or where you'd want to see something that, where's it going to retrace next and be on sale for a bit? Retrace maybe 10 to 15 cent retracement. That's a good entry for a lot of people that want to buy, quote unquote, buy the dip. Overall, right here, you'll see for a fact, usually from a technical standpoint, if you're stuck in a wedge and you're trying to forecast where the next target is, overall, if you're uptrending into this wedge, you play around for a bit, you'll take the base of this wedge and project where the next target is at your breakout, basically. And as soon as you break out, boom, this is exactly where VeChain went to and actually retraced as soon as we got to that level. And that's a profit-taking zone that a lot of traders would aim for. And this is just to show you, that technical analysis has some sort of weight to it. It's not all the reason to why this is gonna pump or dump, but it just gives you a bit of an idea. But for now, this is the main resistance zone we're looking at, the 12 to 13 cent. And if we break above it, you're saying we're going to the 18.
I think, not immediately, but I think eventually, could we reach 19 cents? 100%. Now, before we delve into some reasons as to why we can see alts really start to take off here, I want to mention what I believe to be the most important support level for VeChain, because we could always break down further. Tomorrow there could be a 30% correction with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the alts are very likely to suffer. And I think the most important level for VeChain is the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. I keep saying this. If VeChain gets anywhere near the 200 EMA on the 6 hour ever again, that is 100% a buy in my book. For me, not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but we can see clearly several times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times we have found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour pump, dump, where do we find our support? The 200 EMA on the 6 hour constantly. So I think that is the level to look out for. As well, if we zoom in here at 9 cents, we can see that there's a nice peak in volume right here at 9 cents. So for myself, the two most important support levels for VeChain are 9 cents and wherever the 200 EMA on the 6 hour happen to be when you're looking.
Definitely, and for now, for the short term, this might look like it's, way below, it's way below all this price action, but something to note here is that we definitely do expect some sort of resistance at the moment. You can see how buyers are in the market, so that's, that's pretty much very evident right now. Buyers are controlling the price action. As soon as we retested, it went back up. Boom, right away we're facing this resistance right now. But the main thing maybe we need to look at with VeChain Bitcoin pair at the moment right now, overall from a very macro scale, we can see how we have those peaks at the top here. We're just gonna lightly go over this, but we can see that we are in a zone where we do expect some sort of resistance, and the buyers do need to showcase the strength and the confidence in VeChain at the moment. I think VeChain is seeing the spotlight and basically the interest in the market that we've been trying to see right now, but there's definitely a lot of resistance that we need to break through at the moment. So this is going to add a lot. The fact that we're in this resistance zone is going to affect this price action. We do anticipate some sort of back and forth happening right now here with the buyers and the sellers. But in terms of like Brendan just mentioned right now, the 200 EMA and this zone over here where it's a lot of trading activity, overall I think we do have a lot of cushion before we even get there, which is actually pretty good news. We know for a fact that we retrace from this level. So if we retrace right now, I can see the 12-cent region being a very good support. If that doesn't hold and we're trying to be we still remain bullish on VeChain, I think also the fact that the 10 cent over here is a very good psychological support. We will see buyers step back into the market to push the price back up, and overall you can see how we tried to retest it again, and boom, buyers just fully controlled the price action. So there's even a lot of cushion before we even get to these supports.
Yeah. So I think we have like 4 significant support areas here: 12 cent, 10 cent, and just above, because we have a little bit of volume just above 10 cent as well. The 9 cents, that's where the most volume was, and then the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Now I want to come back to the VeChain Bitcoin pairing, because there's a few things that we need to talk about here. So you brought up a very good point, which was, if we look here at the daily candles for VeChain against Bitcoin here, we can see that we're actually above these wicks here. So if we can get a daily candle close above these wicks, that is a very good sign that we can see bullish continuation. But ultimately, we need to make a higher high and get above this wick to really be kind of in the clear and confident that we can see more bullish.
So we need to see how the day ends basically, and see how that closes where the close is.
And we broke above this trend line. That is a giant deal. If we can get above this, I think 19 cent VeChain becomes a lot more realistic and a lot more possible. Now, I want to talk here about Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance, I changed up the chart a little bit here, is very, very important to understand. For those who don't know, Bitcoin dominance is the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrency. Whenever it rises, altcoins typically suffer. Whenever it falls, altcoins typically benefit. And we have fallen below some key important zones, the zones from back in August and July. That's relevant because August, July was the previous altcoin season, and the fact that we've fallen below those key levels is extremely telling. I've also done a Fibonacci retracement from the macro top here to the macro bottom, and there's some fib levels here that have been super key for understanding divergence in Bitcoin dominance here. We can see the 0.5 here was pretty reactive with Bitcoin dominance here acting as resistance, here acting as support. As soon as we fell below, we fell to our next fib level here at the 382. As soon as we fell below the 382, see, if we zoom in a bit here, we're constantly holding it as support. As soon as we broke below, we fell below, and even fell below those levels from back in the last altcoin season. So what I'm saying here is that we could probably at some point here fall all the way down to 50% in Bitcoin dominance within the next few weeks, few months.
Definitely, I think a lot of that money and a lot of that profit that people have been having, and that difference between right now we're at the 56%. If we go down to the 50%, that's a lot of money that will eventually actually trickle back down to all these altcoins. And I think right now, to be honest, with VeChain itself, I think we are getting that. Everybody's been kind of complaining about VeChain's price action being extremely slow while everything is actually exploding. VeChain is either going sideways or it's actually not pumping as much as we need to now. overall we need to keep in mind that the crypto market has been, the explosiveness we're seeing is not normal. So if you see even on any different altcoin, if you're seeing a 10% pump within even a month, usually that's pretty good. But VeChain right now, I think the fact that we're breaking those key resistance levels, and we're reaching high price levels overall, I think that's going to attract a lot more buyers. I think overall this is just the beginning for VeChain. Everybody knows VeChain, but we haven't really seen the price explode yet. So right now we're kind of looks like, the chain's starting to move. Buyers are slowly getting attracted, and the fact that Bitcoin dominance is at this region right now could potentially add a lot of uptrend and a lot of upwards price action for VeChain. So even if we go back to the main chart over here, we're seeing on a short term, we could see a bit of a pullback to retest those lower levels. It's fine if we see VeChain drop all the way here, and it's fine if we see VeChain drop below the 10 cent on a short term. Overall though, this is our outlook on VeChain.
Oh, I'm stupid bullish long term. Like, I hope we fall back down to the 200 EMA on the 6 hour, because I'll buy more. Like,
there you go.
I love VeChain. And like another thing as well, folks, I think when we should get worried about alts is when Bitcoin dominance reaches around 50%. We can actually see here, based off these two levels, this is a very reactive zone here. So I think once Bitcoin dominance reaches around 50%, I think the alts might be, the dampers might be placed on the alts, and Bitcoin might take the spotlight, and we might see a bit of a rally in Bitcoin dominance, and then get rejected off maybe one of these levels here, go for that next leg down. So if you're kind of like a more medium term trader or investor, or if you're kind of looking for some possible places where you could take profits, if and when Bitcoin dominance reaches around 50%, might be a place to take some profits on some of your alts, because we could possibly expect Bitcoin kind of taking the spotlight and rallying a bit, in Bitcoin dominance increasing once we hit these levels. So,
and I love those financial advices you keep on giving. It's so good.
Not financial advice, just what I would do, folks. We don't want to get demonetized off YouTube.
Okay, that's perfect. I think, I don't know. So this is pretty much it on VeChain, our 2 cents, our analysis. If you enjoyed the video, please let us know. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Brendan, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, let us know what you guys want us to do TA on. Let us know down in the comments below. Check out our Discord group. If it breaks out, does anything interesting, we'll be talking about it there. Check out our VIP Discord group. Get access through our Patreon. If you like what we do, want to support us, links for everything is down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take care.
You heard the guy.